Welcome, Bloomy.
Welcome, Dory.
And you're back with the LaurenSquared Dart podcast.
Episode 2 of season 3.
Flying through already.
We're doing well, aren't we?
We are.
If you listen to the first episode, that means you're back, so welcome.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Welcome, especially to all the people that have supported and have listened to us. We appreciate you a huge amount.
We're not going to ramble too much, but remember, as always, like, comment, subscribe.
Hit us up, guys.
And the socials. Don't
Absolutely.
forget us on socials.
Like I say, we're going to take you down every avenue of darts in general, giving you the good, bad and the ugly.
That is what we're about.
And that's what we're going to continue to do.
Should we get into it?
Let's go. Is there any benefits to playing darts?
Ooh. Well, spicy topic.
Spicy.
Spicy one, you are.
Oh, great. I generally think that there is a lot of pros and cons to this sport.
I think it depends because there's a lot of cons, but then there's a lot of pros.
Yeah, I agree. I think pros being the social aspect, you get so many friends from this sport.
Oh, yeah, you do.
That I think because you see them kind of every week, if it's Super League, for example. Friends. Or if it's local league that you're starting out in. And again, like you'll see these people and they do become like a second family.
I think we should dive into the cons first.
Ooh.
Because I think the cons lead into the pros.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah.
My pet peeve with darts and a massive con for me is sometimes the cost.
Agreed.
The cost can be astronomical at times. Sometimes not as much, but then other times it's like, fuck.
I think that's being the key word. I think if you are making that...
What, fuck?
Yeah, literally. But if you are making that transition from local league and you are branching out to competitions and eventually maybe going into some of the vaults or the ADC
that's
route,
when it starts racking up.
That's when your money's coming in, and sometimes 9 times out of 10 you're going to be at a loss.
Yeah, starting out, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
And then once that obviously then grows, you then will be lucky enough to have a sponsorship on board.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, you have to work hard to be able to get money back. But then these sponsorships and these people, companies or individuals, they're making an investment in you.
Yeah.
So then that comes at a price because people want return on their investments.
I think this leads on to another con of how much pressure darts can cause.
If you bow Greaves, pressure's for tyres.
Yeah.
It looks like she doesn't feel any ounce of pressure, and you can see the same with Luke Littler at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing freely. They're obviously enjoying it, and I think that's the main aim of it. But there is
different
a lot of pressure.
calibers.
Yeah, and this is what we will always do. We'll always relate to every single, pillar of this sport.
Yeah, different abilities,
where you're starting and what you can get to and kind of the climb, Miley Cyrus.
All right, Miley.
Yeah. There is a lot of pros in some of these pillars, and then it gets to where the cons are. And like you say, pressure is one of them. So I do agree with pressure. But if you are fortunate enough, like myself, to find somebody that doesn't give you that additional pressure and I can play freely, then that's a massive, then turns into a pro, 100%. In my opinion.
What's a con for you?
I think the prize money.
Yes.
I think
we've said this quite a few times.
So many times. There is a massive divide still within the women's and the men's, and I think that's going to take a very long time because the investment is more in the men's game.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the TV, social media, it is full of the men, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But there are so many competitions that I've been to in the past where there's been money pumped into the men and there's just as amount of women. Yeah. And I'm sure these women wouldn't mind paying an extra £5 to £10 maybe.
I think it's format for women.
Yeah.
Generally, that's where the deficit becomes because women usually play a shorter format.
Naturally. I don't know why, but...
Well, I don't. I mean...
Get your money's worth.
Do you know what I mean? It is what it is.
Exactly.
More than capable.
Darts is for all in that sense, and I always hate the divide of like, oh yeah, the women are playing best of 5 and the women are playing best of 7 and only when they get to the semi-finals. And okay, but the men will start at best of 7 and they get to best of 9 towards the end of it. Like that is just crazy to me. So I think the prize money is massive. I know some competitions will naturally put the women's prize money, up depending on how much the entry fee is. And I think that is the main difference because the men do naturally pay a little bit more. But I think if we can start getting into that same routine of like, you know what, it's 20 quid to enter the men's and 20 quid to enter the women.
Yeah. Maybe their bear bug is that they might not have many women enter because of that.
But then if the prize money looking juicy, then you've got to put in to get out.
Yeah.
Your inputs are your outputs at the end of the day. So, and I think you see it so much. There is such a drastic difference between the men and the women, and this can be up for conversation. So, guys, please throw in your opinions about it, because
We'd
this
love
is,
to hear opinions.
and this is what this is about. It's about sparking a conversation and getting people's perspectives on it, because, you know, this is what we do.
Yep.
So, yeah, prize money for me, I would love for it to kind of be, even if it's a little bit less, I just don't believe that it should be the massive difference than what it is. You're still paying the same money for your drinks. You're still paying
Yeah,
the same
you're still
money.
funding it.
You're still
Yeah.
paying the same money for your food. Everything outside of throwing the dart is the same. So why should women then have to be paying more on external factors and not get a reward in prize money?
I think, yeah, comment below if you're a lady listening to this. Would you actually play the same format as men?
And would you pay the same?
I actually wouldn't mind. So, yeah.
It's definitely something to put out there for everyone, for the listeners.
Yeah. Hashtag, would you play more legs?
And the bingo numbers are
Legs 11.
Have you got any more cons for you? Any more cons?
I'd say the commitment side to it. Like the darting calendar is just bonkers.
It's hefty, right?
Fucking hell. Literally, we've just come back from Germany
and
we've got PDC again.
Yeah. And
so where does time go, and what are you supposed to catch up with in the meantime, and then you're back out again?
We mentioned this before in a podcast about how women do it back in, season 1. Go and have a listen to that, guys, because it is a deep diving episode.
Yeah.
And we do touch on the commitment side, because some of these females, are mothers, and some work commitments do not allow it. Same with the men, some work commitments, and you have to kind of work around it. But I think naturally women have more things to juggle naturally than a man. Call me controversial, but
no, the ownership's always going to go on the woman, especially if kids are involved.
Of course.
Everyone looks at the mother. But then we always say, and we always promote women getting out there, getting some free time, doing something they enjoy. But sometimes you really can't commit to the calendar. There's just so much going on.
I think when you look at it in a sense of this is my own personal opinion, and that's what we say, guys. This is an opinion that we both have. And when you look at the greats of this sport, if they have kids, are they older? Yes.
Yeah.
If they haven't got children, do you get what I'm trying to say? They're either single and haven't had children, or they've had children but they are a lot older now.
Yeah. In terms of darts, that they're at their prime.
Yeah.
With the older children.
Of course.
So it's a bit of a difficult one. Like, for our personal experience, it's very, very hard to commit to every single darting event. And we have to really look at the calendar and go, do you know what? This is worth it. This isn't.
And we have to. And we have to make sure that we're strategic in what we're doing. Because, again, we look at prize money. We look at how much the travelling's going to be.
Yeah. And then that all being said, so when you're actually deciphering through going to which event and not going to some, that's when another con comes into it, and that's exposure.
100%.
Because the whole purpose of you doing all these comps, doing all these events, doing all these, just getting out there, is to get your name out there.
Yeah.
People to spark conversation about your game. People to start fearing how you play your game, because when you go to these comps, it's good recognition.
Yeah, of course. You think these ladies players that play, most people are scared of the name. Because they might not have played in competitions the same as them, but it's the amount of competitions and stuff that they've committed to which has enabled them to get the exposure to put their name out there.
So sometimes when we've gone to Vauxhall and there's women there that could play a fucking good game, but you've never heard of them, or they're just very local to their area. You're like, fuck. Probably they can't commit to all these other events.
Yeah.
And then exposure on the other hand of that is the social media side.
Like we touched on the last ep.
You do so much as a woman's dart player, and men, some men, For you specifically, we try to get you out there and, show your game. And it takes a lot to get that content going. But I feel like for the men, it's quite freely there.
And I think there's a lot more competitions with a lot more exposure. I think,
more emphasis on some.
Yeah, ADC, I'm going to put it out there. Like when you see the vaults and stuff, obviously the vaults are open to everybody, but a lot of men commit to it. So it's kind of midweek stuff. But when you see the posters of the ADC, they post a lot about the men. And then the ladies is almost, when the ADC event comes up. But then in the aspect of that, then I think the women do need to start committing to vaults. if they can in the week.
Yeah, I mean, we are saying, it sounds really negative that, there's not enough opportunity for women. We actually are saying that women also need to put...
They need to put their finger out their arse.
Yeah, but we do, because
Yeah.
otherwise we can't say that, there's so many opportunities that are missed. But if we get the numbers up, we're actually doing the hard work for them.
And this
because
is-
what can they do then?
And this is why I rate the ADC and what their plan is and what they're doing. So obviously they're doing the vaults in the week, guys. So the vault is kind of like a round robin competition, like your local social club or, you know, hall, whatever they have. And it's open to everyone.
Mm.
And I think Gemma's spoken quite broadly about it, starting to go into vaults and, you know, to improve her game because she feels like she's had a dip. I have no idea where this dip is. I've not seen it, but again, I love the fact that
we love you, Gemma, but you know your dip is like literally nothing.
But there's more in the tank from her. So there's obviously, like we've said before,
that's a personal, I think, dip. Yeah.
But she's branched into it. So, you know, the women in the week, you know, if you're playing a local league, that transition may just be going into a vault. So again, ladies, like there is opportunities out there, like just seek a little bit closer to home maybe. Not everything is desired to go long distance.
Yeah.
You don't have to throw yourself into county like the normal route would be back in the day.
But touching back on that, that's the only route that I was told.
Yeah.
I wasn't told anything else. It was, you started at pub league, your next step was Super League, and then to play county. That was it.
But some of the greatest players do not play county.
Yeah, but again, that's the exposure and that's the route that we seem to just keep following. And sometimes you can't even commit to going all the way up north just for 15 minutes. So there is comps. It's just getting out there, and that is, I'd just say, a con overall exposure.
Just put in Google, guys, like if you are one of them people that you can't commit to branching out, it might be the fact of you don't drive, right?
Yeah.
Just go onto Google and just put local darts competitions. The ADC will 100% probably come up.
Yeah.
And just look at something that's around you to get your arm going to experience that. So I do generally think that's a good thing to start with, especially for the women, to get that competitive edge.
And I think this leads into a pro, because it sounds all negative. A pro being the reward of it.
Yeah. 100%.
So the reason why we play darts is to enjoy it. And it is a fucking good game when you actually enjoy it.
And it's shit when it's not going too good.
Yeah, we're staying on the positive. No, but the reward is great.
Yeah.
Because it is a sport. Well, that's another topic.
That's another episode.
Some people think it's a sport, some people don't. Each of their own. However, we think it's a sport.
100%.
And to be fair, it takes a lot of stamina.
Yeah.
A lot of drive. And when you do play well, it's great. And you can't age out of darts.
And that's, I think, the greatest thing. I think when I took my break, I always knew it was going to be there. It doesn't matter how old I was.
Normally you think, oh, fuck me, you know, like I've taken 8 years out, like it's
Time's
not there
ticking.
for me. No, you can walk straight back into it.
Yeah.
If your ability's there, your ability's there. If it's not, you can always practice, and it's always going to be there. That's
See if you
that's
can
a
go
great
back to
pro.
the old you if you are experiencing, no, I weren't like I used to, but hit the nail on the head. Like darts has no age restriction.
No.
And can I just point out as well, veering off from this, the maths element?
I think this is the only time I've learned how to count.
100%. I think when I was at school, I said, I don't even think I passed maths. And generally, and I think now I've got a lot better with mental maths than what I ever have been.
Yeah.
So someone would say to me, oh, what's 18 times 3? I'm like, 54.
Yeah.
And they look at me, you're like, what? And that is just, again, yes, it's muscle memory.
Yeah.
It is. But little things like combination checkouts and stuff like that. And I think this is a very good sport to get into as a child.
100%.
And I'm really liking the fact what Hugh Ware's doing at the moment. I've seen some things on social media. He's going into primary schools. He's, you know, putting his experience and his, you know, knowledge of the game to the younger generation and how they can get into it and how it works well with his maths, how he uses the dartboard for mathematics. Amazing.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like the maths element of it, I think is really important, because I've learned more maths playing darts than I have ever before. The actual maths that you need day to day is stuff that you do count on a dartboard. So
I couldn't agree more.
A fucking great pro.
It's actually a life skill in that sense that you will. No, it's true. Like you'll come across this. You know, maths is massive in the world, and like, you know, if it's something to do with money or whatever, it's all going to help in some shape or form. So I think, and the confidence that grows with that is incredible.
Yeah.
So I think there's more pros to the sport, but there is some cons that really do stick out like a sore thumb. I think another pro as well to darts and what you can get benefits out of it is playing club and country. Some people I know have been very fortunate to obviously club being, your county and, that's your local, let's say. But being able to represent your country must be incredible. And I think I only missed out on it by a couple of months when I was a youth because of my birthday and how it fell. But
Rude.
Yeah. It was based on like cut off from
So
when
you
I
just got fucked over just because
quite literally at this
your
point.
mum decided to have you in
Yeah,
December.
no, please, pick a better time zones. But there is so much opportunity there and experience, can I add?
Mm.
It doesn't matter what sport you play in, like to represent your country is crazy good.
Oh, it is crazy good. There is a slight con to it though.
Hit me.
I feel like I see the same faces.
This is another episode.
Oh,
I have a lot to say about this.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I think it might be some controversy, to be fair.
Oh,
but we'll save it for another
blimey.
ep. Yeah.
Oh shit.
This podcast might not be going by the end of the year after that.
We get cancelled.
Maybe we'll stick that for the finale of the actual,
when we're growing old.
when we're growing old and,
Oh, do you remember that thing that you were going to say? Yeah.
Back in 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it does. It's a hard thing to get into.
Okay, so that'll be another episode, but I just think touching upon that to briefly just give my opinion out there. I think that's everywhere. I'm looking at, there's quite a few events that I'm talking about.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. It's another episode.
Yeah. Yes.
It's another episode.
Yeah.
100%. But generally speaking, I feel there is a lot more pros to this sport.
Going back to the title of this fucking episode, the benefit to darts, and is it worth it? Yes, I would say.
There are benefits to darts, and whatever, like I say, the opinions will be vast, they'll be different. Some people will go, oh, I've had no fucking benefit because I'm shit. And you will get that negative connotation with some players because they've not probably put in as much as they want to get out of it.
I think that's based on ability though.
Agreed.
I'm going to be honest, like I think that will come from different calibers. So if you literally ask Luke Littler right now, do you enjoy darts? Is there a benefit to playing darts? He's obviously going to fucking say yes, isn't he?
He's just won the UK Open and got that big paycheck.
So yes, I think the benefits, if you talk to someone, is just based on caliber.
It's an interesting outlook.
Yeah, I do think so. I think you will just get slight different opinions because of that simple factor. But I do think we do have a negative outlook on a lot of the niggly things, but the actual the sports is enjoyable and we have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason we keep going back, even though we go, oh, fucking hell, I hate this game. See you next week.
Yeah, we actually do. That is the motto of darts. I think everybody fucking says that, don't they?
And like you say, when it's great, it's great. When it's shit, but we still rock up the next week and play. We still commit to these events. And I think that just, the proof is in the pudding there. Work hard, practice hard, and reap the rewards because they are there and it's just knowing where they are. So for all of our female and darting friends out there.
Yeah, start getting out there.
You don't have to, broad across the country to participate in competitions. Start locally. Commit to these vaults that I keep banging on about to everyone. Because,
do you know what? I love the vaults.
Yeah, you introduced me to the vaults.
Yes, I did.
And I had a really good time.
Then I stopped going.
Yeah.
I think there is a benefit. We should
I've
have just said that. There you go.
Yeah.
Podcast done.
I've enjoyed this one because...
I've enjoyed this one because we've kind of got about 2 more episodes out of it. Which we didn't know about.
Exactly that. Every cloud. So I do generally think, like, instead of throwing negativity on the game...
listen to the podcast. Listen to the podcast, get a very different outlook on it, and then make your decision.
Get a positive outlook on it and said, yes, we are going to give you the good, bad, and the ugly, and we've always said that.
Yeah.
But sometimes we need a whole lot of good.
Yeah.
And I think this episode reflects that. We have touched on some cons, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
cons that always lead into a pro. So
we would be lying to you if we were sat here and tell you every single pro and not give a con. Yeah. It's not realistic, guys. No. It's not realistic at all.
No.
And we are here to give you all of that.
And we do every Wednesday for PM.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe. I
Boy.
sound like a fucking robot at this point.
Guys, like we say all the time, please keep continuing to embark on our journey with us and supporting us.
Because we ain't going anywhere.
Absolutely not, unless we get finished and finalled and cut.
Oh, cancelled.
Cancelled.
Yeah, just tune in for that episode because it might be going.
Be like, farewell podcast.
Yeah.
No, only joking. But say we've enjoyed doing this and thank you for the ride so far.
Yeah, and tune in to the next episode,
which will be episode 3.
Well done. Look at that counting skills.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who said maths didn't work with darts?
You have been joined by
Bloomy
and Dory.
Catch you on the next one, guys.
Bye.
Bye.